Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another event video here on Marvel's Strike Force. Today we have the Phoenix Force fitness event to cover on today, and obviously no better other background character for this intro than Phoenix. Of course, we have the official Envoy or Scopely public reveal of the Phoenix Force, because realistically this event was just one big advertisement for this upcoming team with Omega Red, Dark Phoenix. Some more stuff to talk about that probably in the days ahead. But in today's video, you're going to learn exactly what you need to do to get as far as you can in this event, which is also a leaderboard event, and it's going to contain some interesting rewards here. And if you are still chasing Odin, or if you need purple ISO for your Spotlight Raid 2 teams, then this might be an event that you might want to pay attention to. But otherwise, we'll find out more. So if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Now let's go full screen. Before we go anywhere, let's talk about the leaderboard for this event. It is a Jean Grey Diamond event, so that part really, it's not a top 2,000, right? Like, people watching this probably aren't getting that or don't really care. So there is XP rewarded for the leaderboard for this event, but it's not a lot. Like, if you land in the top 10,000 for this event, you're getting 2,000 XP, which honestly, it's not negligible, but it's fairly negligible, because that's like one day honestly worth of XP. It's pretty garbage. So the reason why you might want to push for this event would be if you're still trying to gather up more purple ion resources for your Odin push, or for your Spotlight Raid 2 team if you are short on the 10 characters upgrading, which we will talk about in this video as well, because there is the alliance chart, right? This is the Into the Spotlight event. I want to cover this very briefly, because starting Tuesday, you will need 5. So I guess you'll get, that's interesting, because I guess this starts on, I think this starts on Monday. But you will get 1 day of the prologue, and then from then on Tuesday, when Hercules releases, they're going to be changing it to the Strike 2 raid. And for that, you need all 5 characters, including Jean Grey and Hercules. So the milestone stuff that you're used to getting in this, like, for example, for my alliance, we're doing pretty well because we're doing most of the nodes. We're getting up to milestone 19 by the end of this, because I'm recording this, obviously, on Saturday. I don't think we're going to be getting to milestone 20 because we're not doing D2 100. But nonetheless, we are getting through milestone 19. And I don't know if we're going to necessarily get this far the second time around, because, again, come Tuesday, you're going to need this guy over here, which we'll talk about on Tuesday mornings, should you core Hercules. But if you've been following this channel, you probably have a good idea of whether or not I'm going to be coring for Hercules. But we're going to be covering him in more detail on Tuesday anyway. So just to keep a heads up as to what the expectations for this event, the milestone points are going to be the same as far as I'm aware. The numbers look pretty much the same, so it's all the same stuff. It's just whether or not you can get into the nodes, whether or not your alliance has the full team or not, is going to be kind of important there. As far as the rewards go for the actual event, it's nothing that fancy, to be honest. It's just currency. There's some dark promo credits. There's actually some purple ISO stuff pretty early on here. Actually, all the way up here at milestone 6. There's 40k, 60k, 50k, and then 80k you'll probably get. So there's like 230,000 purple ions outside of the leaderboard in here as well. So it's not terrible, but I feel that they still need to do a little bit of a better job at providing purple ISO for all of the stuff that they're making us do with it, right? So we have the 10 characters that you need to build for Spotlight Raid 2. We had Frozen Dimension just a little while ago, and then we also received news that you're going to need purple ISO 3 for the new Kiln Tower, which is going to be associated with the unlock event for Omega Red Dark Phoenix. We'll also be talking about that a little bit more on Tuesday's Hercules video, because that's going to be pretty important. But just to give you guys a heads up about why purple ions are being more and more used, it's basically being a gate for content at this point. So it is important to have like a decent chunk of saved purple ions that you can use on other characters, because it is increasingly being required to use for events. As far as the web milestone goes for this event, they made it a little bit easier compared to this past week's event, because milestone 9 and 10 do not have any event related stuff. It did, however, do that on the first week's event, but now you just need to get to milestone 8 to get to all of this stuff. And it should be pretty easy, because the event is 8 days, not 7 days. So that's going to influence the amount of uncanny energy or showcase energy that you need to spend for this, which we'll talk about. So let's jump ahead anyways to the math. Now, like I said, very quickly here, I just do want to cover the into the spotlight math really quickly. So if you want to get to where I've been getting, that's essentially doing as close as possible to D1 100%. So as many uncanny Avenger nodes as you can. That'll get you to milestone 19. But if you really want the 1.6 million, then which is milestone 20, which is a lot of purple ions, you're going to need to get as close as possible to 100% D2 as you can. And actually, this should say with, well, actually, it's still the Jean Grey points. They didn't actually add Hercules points in, but you are going to need Hercules to access those nodes. You know, like one uncanny Avengers node is equivalent to 4 Alpha Flight nodes. So it's night and day. Like there's more uncanny Avenger nodes as well. So you're just getting a shit ton of points for doing this. Now, there is a realm where it is possible to get milestone 20 without doing D2 100%, and that's only if you have spare keys. And if you're able to do 100% once on a raid, that way you can do that. Now, for me, I do not have extra raid keys, so this is not something that I'm going to be doing. My math here is all associated with 6 days, actually, sorry, in this case, because it's a 6-day event. So again, you might be able to get more if you have extra raid keys and you can like 100% raid and launch another one. But aside from that, this is the math as it says. So good luck, everyone. Hopefully that you're able to fulfill or complete the Uncanny Avengers team with Hercules come Tuesday. We'll be talking about that a little bit more closer to the time on Tuesday when we talk about his Should You Core video over here. So let's talk about Phoenix Force Fitness, because that's the event for today. It is an 8-day event, not a 7-day event. Now, I've been told this is because there is an American holiday next Monday, I think, on the what day are we? On the 20th. I heard there's a Martin Luther King Day. I'm not an American, so I don't know all the American holidays, but Scopely's out of the office, which is probably why it's an 8-day event, not 7 days. So I guess now we're moving the events to Tuesday, and so these videos will start next Monday instead of on Sunday come the following week. You get points from battling in war with bonus points for it's not really bonus points. You kind of need to do this with Absolute A-Force and Hercules. The Hercules part is the bonus part. Spending ISO 8 energy and Uncanny Showcase energy. 380,000 is the Whalestone total, which we're obviously not going to get. Free claims, now I'm putting at 500. I always put 500. If it's more, if it turns out to be 1,000 or higher, you know, great, then you'll get a little bit more. But I am a bit conservative on this because a lot of times it is just 500 points. Web milestone points is 36,000. That's 8,000 fragments plus 28,000 milestone points. This requires 3,400 Uncanny Showcase energy over 8 days. This is equivalent roughly of 11 additional refreshes. Now that's about like 1 to 2 refreshes per day. So that's like 50 to 100 cores in the Uncanny energy to get all of the web milestone points. It's not that much. You do get a lot of points here for doing your battles in war. This is equivalent to 8 war battles per day, making sure that you do that 24 war battles over the week or 8 days. I don't think we're getting a 4th war. I think that's when the time is off, so don't think that matters. But 24 wars across the week to get all the points there. We're also going to be farming from ISO 8 energy for the Phoenix Fitness Orb, which we'll talk about as well. I hate when I zoom in, it actually like fucks up where I was. So the Absolute A-Force part, this can be done with Wasp and Ironheart. And, you know, hopefully you have Kahori at this point. Actually, you wouldn't have Kahori at 5 and 6, 7. This basically needs to be done with Ironheart and Wasp. And this is doable with 2 characters. So you can see that you need 6 usages, I suppose you could say, total. So that would be Wasp and Ironheart times 3 wars would get you this point. It's a lot of points, 54,000 points. You pretty much need to do this. So I have included this, and I apologize, you know, if not everybody has Wasp and Ironheart at, you know, they don't need to be geared. Keep in mind, they don't need to be geared. They just need to have the 7 yellow for that. And you just go into a battle and you do the attack. Make sure you don't cancel attack. You actually have to complete the battle in order to get the points for that. But it's a lot of points up for grabs. It doesn't specify the other characters like Kahori and Miss Marvel. So this is not a Whalestone points. This is doable with Ironheart and Wasp. A lot of points there. That's 54,000. It's really, really important. Hercules, however, is more of a Whalestone here. You get 10, 12, 14,000 points for using Hercules when he goes live on Tuesday. But, you know, I'm not assuming that people might unlock them at 3, but, you know, I'm not assuming you're going all the way to 5. So we're not including that in the point total. The ISO 8 energy, ignore that. Sorry, it should be 4 to 1. We've changed that since. So this should be 4-1. I think the same usual ISO 8 energy totals. Now I'm doing this with the assumptions of 3-pack refreshes. This is 150 cores daily. So this plus the above with the showcase is like 200 to 250 cores daily for 8 days. That's kind of the expectation for this event. The Phoenix Fitness Orb is also going to include, I believe, Annihilators, Orcus, and Illuminati characters. Unfortunately, no Night Stalkers, as far as I'm aware, or Astral characters in that orb. This was changed on Friday with the data mine. So that is about 36,000 points there, or 36,000 fragments over 8 days. So you can expect that. Now, if we add everything up together, the 36K, all of this stuff, plus the 72K, plus the web milestone and the free claims, we do get to 202,000. And this is pretty much milestone 15, which is going to be the event item for this. You can see over here. No, sorry, wrong chart. This is milestone 15 here at 198,000. That's where the stopwatch is, and you get 1 million gold. So it's going to be fairly tough to push some of these other milestones. The only way, it is a leaderboard. Keep in mind, it is a leaderboard, but the only free-to-play way to push this milestone further, or this event further, would be through ISO 8 energy. So you'd have to be willing to core more for ISO 8 energy. So that's kind of the conclusions here. And God damn, I should probably just, have it zoomed in from the beginning. My bad. Sorry, guys. There is a leaderboard for this event. So my usual recommendations apply to leaderboard events. If you need purple ISO for Odin or Spotlight Raid 2, then I would try to push the leaderboard as much as you can if you still need that. Scoring top 10,000 will require more ISO 8 energy spending, as that's the only real free-to-play path forward. That's the only way to get extra points in this event. I think the XP leaderboard payout part is pretty negligible. So if this is something you're concerned about, I really wouldn't, because it's like 1 day's worth of XP, maybe 2 if you score higher. It's not a big deal. It's entirely related to purple ISO if you need that. So don't be concerned about the XP part of it. But otherwise, it's a pretty standard leaderboard event still. It's a pretty easy event, honestly. It's just doing your war attacks, spending your ISO 8 energy, and making sure you use your absolute A-Force. That's the most important thing, right? You make sure you use your Wasp and your Ironheart, because I actually have Kahori at 6 yellow because of those orbs, and maybe you do too. So make sure that you use her in there, but absolutely make sure that you have Wasp and Ironheart at 7 yellow to be able to, get the points for this, because that is quite a bit of points to miss out on. And if you do miss out on these points, you will miss out the event item for sure, because that's a lot up for grabs. But otherwise, that's going to be the end of this event video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Also, keep in mind that we're like a week away from a level cap increase. I just wanted to put that out there. And so I'm kind of glad it's ISO 8 energy, because I'm continuing to hoard the campaign energy until the level cap hits. I've had a hoard for some time, so I'm going to be doing that here. Maybe some of you are going to kind of quasi skip the event because it's not a character release event. That's okay too, I guess, if you're someone who's hoarding ISO 8 energy. I would be careful though, because if you hoard multiple energies, it does impact your clearing of the strike pass. Just wanted to kind of pass that along as well. So that's going to be the end of this event video, everyone. And of course, the tables will be live on my Discord server about usually after the event goes live, so we can verify the orb fragments and the free claims. So that's it for now, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon, signing out.